I guess I can't put off reviewing Dingo movies any longer. Or, I could stall a little bit and look at how my last two videos are doing, considering now that I've reached over 200 subscribers. Never create.
There were some movies, terrible movies, movies so awful, no one would touch. Then came a Matthew, sad little Matthew. Matthew decided these movies to watch. For every good movie, there's at least 10 bad. Matthew gonna drag himself through the crap to find the worst ones there are to be had.
Today's episode, Dingo Pictures, Volume 1. Hello Internet, I'm called Matt, and welcome back to Matt's Funtime Bad Movie Show, where we've got another block of Disney ripoffs. And if you thought Video Brinquedo was bad, meet Dingo Pictures. Dingo Pictures, apart from sounding like the fake Disney parody from a cartoon that doesn't want to get sued, is a German animation company that makes terrible Disney ripoff movies. They claim to make animated movies, not just for kids. And everything about that is a lie, as their films are barely animated, shouldn't count as movies, and aren't meant for anyone, especially kids. They have a semi-working website which provides information on the films they've made, but nothing on how to purchase their movies. I did try contacting the email address provided, but as I'm sure Dingo no longer exists, I doubt I'll hear back. Lucky for me, a lot of their films are on YouTube for free, so at least there's that. Which I suppose brings us to the unconventional way Dingo Pictures were distributed. While the English version of their films did receive a limited DVD release, mostly from dollar store DVD providers, these films saw a wider release as video games. These games were a compilation of stock mini-games that would hardly count as DVD bonus features, with the full movie put as one of the mini-games. These so-called games were released predominantly on PlayStation systems, though a DS version of Lion and the King exists. These games were released by both Midas Interactive and Phoenix Games, which occasionally led to some naming confusion, but we'll get to that. Phoenix Games and Midas Interactive are both based out of the Netherlands, and both collaborated with Code Monkeys for their releases of Dingo movies. So it's entirely possible, and in fact very probable, the two were somehow connected. As a result of these movies being released as games, they're occasionally incorrectly attributed to Phoenix Games. Granted, if you've been around the bad movie scene as much as I have, none of that's new information. But I found it interesting, so fuck you. Today we'll be looking at Dingo's two most infamous movies, Lion and the King and Dinosaur Adventure, I mean Dinosaur Adventure, as well as Tarzan, because the jungle. Because I don't want this episode to be too stale. To start us off, we have Lion and the King, the laziest Disney ripoff name ever. I mean, a lot of them just use the name of whatever fairy tale it's based on, but as far as distancing yourself from the original, you couldn't be any lazier than just adding "and the" to the title. Oh hey, it's my favorite ripoff. Star and the Wars. And maybe later I'll watch Nightmare on and the Elm Street, better known as the 2010 remake. Of course, it has gone under a few other names, including Lion and the King 2, Lion and the King 3, and Son of the Lion King. Now, ripoffs that try to pass as sequels are nothing new because they want to trick you into thinking this is an official sequel? But in this film's defense, Lion and the King 2 is actually a much more accurate name, as it's a sequel to a film which, to my knowledge, was never translated to English. It's not like you need to have seen the original, but it does make the opening lines rather confusing.
There was a silence in the jungle again. The old lion was the animal's king again, and the bad panther was driven off.
You remember the Black Panther who gained power in the jungle?
No, I don't remember that because I have no way of watching that. That's like if Star Wars was like, remember when Obi-Wan defeated Anakin on Mustafar and he became Darth Vader back in Episode 3? Also, you guys can figure out on your own that the dubbing, voice acting, and animation is terrible, right? Good, then we won't mention it again.
It was the animals owed it to little Robin's cleverness that they could cheat and drive away the panther.
Well, they at least waited till the third line to fuck things up. That's better than old Video Brinkado.
Help!
Look at that.
That crocodile's walking on 2 legs. Kinda weird, considering he spends most of the movie on 4. And gee whiz, what's up with this guy breathing into the mic so much?
Look at that. My son is hunting other animals. You were supposed to watch him so that he doesn't get up to any nonsense. Bring him back.
You know you can edit that out. Actually, much like that blown line at the beginning suggests, they just kinda had these voice actors sit down, read their lines, and didn't edit any of it. And look at this wide shot. Do you believe for 1 second that these characters are in the same plane of existence? The lion thing looks like clip art they pasted in, Dimba looks like a 5-year-old traced Simba out of a Disney coloring book, the bear looks like he's mid-walk cycle, and the crocodile's name is Dundee. No, seriously, that's not a joke name. His name is actually Dundee. So, on the off chance you care about what's happening in this scene that will never be mentioned again, Dimba is getting yelled at by his father for hunting animals, which is not proper behavior, even though that's all lions do. This bear even shows up for just this one scene to remark how he never hunts, but Dimba replies with,
"That's not the same. You want to eat them."
Yes, he's a carnivore. You want to eat them too. The lion thing tells him and his friend to go play another game, so they play with their ball. And then this. We're 3 minutes into this movie. Luckily, that's the last we see of two-legged Dimba, and the plot can finally happen. See, when the evil Black Panther was king, he mined a bunch of diamonds, and Dimba, Dundee, and later even the Panther's son, decide to go looking for them. You know what animals love? Fucking diamonds. So they ask these vultures if they know where the diamonds are, and it goes as well as you expect.
You know what happened to the panther's diamonds?
Why? What happened to the diamonds?
Makes sense to me. Then, through a series of completely unintelligible nonsense, the lion thing finds out that Robin is looking for the diamonds and stops him before the panther finds him.
Panther here, panther there. Because of this crazy panther, I'm not allowed to do anything. Maybe he's dead already.
Oh shit, is the panther actually already dead?
But the panther wasn't dead.
Whew, phew. I was on the edge of my seat with that one. Then we meet the Black Panther, his son Mewtwo,
Oh, meow meow.
whatever, his army of gorillas, and his direct redrawings of the hyenas from Lion King who can't actually move, so they just sit there laughing. Gee, having animals laugh at nothing is kind of annoying. I sure hope that's not something Dingo does a lot.
Shouldn't talk that way to your son.
And you shouldn't protect him all the time. You're mollycoddling him.
Are they implying that this gorilla is the baby panther's mother? I mean, I don't see a mommy panther anywhere, so...
Anyway, do you know where the hiding place is? It's not that easy. Do you know where the hiding place is?
That's twice now someone has answered the question, do you know where the diamonds are, with, do you know where the diamonds are? So Dimba decides the diamonds are probably in a cave and goes to look for them. Meanwhile, Mewtwo wakes up to the sound of a bird. Why can the other birds talk and this one is played by a theremin? Then the star-crossed lovers finally meet.
Who are you?
I am well.
You are well? You know you have a name, right, Mewtwo?
You look like the bad Black Panther who used to lie again and again.
My father doesn't lie.
Your father, the Black Panther, is your father?
Your father, the Black Panther, is your father. The correct way to say this sentence is, your father, the Black Panther, is your father? Otherwise, you just sound like a dumbass. Then the fight of the century starts and gets interrupted by rain. So Dimba and Well get to know each other, and Well decides he actually has a name.
What's your name?
Mew Mew, and yours?
And then the thunderstorm is like immediately gone in like a minute. Hey, it's kinda like Texas weather, am I right, guys?
Wake up, you late riser. The most dangerous treasure hunt of all time is waiting for us. I stole this. That's cool, isn't it?
First off, no, Dundee. Nothing you do is cool. Second, stole it from whom? Are there humans nearby, or does one of the animals just have a shovel? I guess these are the animals who want diamonds. Anyway, Dimba runs away from his friends to find Mewtwo. How nice, he and the Black Panther are getting along.
Perhaps we could become friends.
I don't know. I think we should be enemies.
Yeah, I abandon my friends to go hang out with my enemies all the time.
You don't have any friends.
Okay, true. Then the King's bird sees Mewtwo, and a whole series of events leads to the King getting involved.
Remember one thing. You can never trust a panther, however small and nice he might be.
I'm not a fan of your racism, old man. Maybe that shit flew in your day, but this is a new generation.
How could he come across the border at all? Oh, sir, sooner or later, even an elephant's got to sleep. From now on, nobody sleeps around here.
And the panther was the evil king.
Mew, you stay here. Have you got anything to do with this? You have a bad conscience. I can see that.
Sure would be nice to hear over all this wind.
He's a coward, an absolute stupid one, a real stupid coward. That's what he is.
Ah, yes, this is a completely natural voice that is super easy to understand.
But now I have a friend at last, and I'm not allowed to visit him.
Okay, what was with all the voice cracks? Is Mewtwo going through puberty? And friend, he said he was your enemy. Then there's just like 20 to 30 seconds of nothing, as if we're just gonna be like, wow, look at this animation. Then Dimba comes up with the best plan to get away from his father.
Dundee likes to play with the ball so much. You can punish me, but you can't do that with Dundee.
Yeah, Mom, I know I'm grounded, but my friends really like me, and you can't punish them.
I'm sorry we quarreled with one another.
Me too.
Oh, is that sweet? I'm just near to tears.
Shut up, Dundee.
Yeah, that was a genuine laugh. Good work, Dingo.
But that is the Black Panther's son. I won't let him come into my cave. He certainly wants to take it away from me.
What? Does he want to take away from you?
What? A natural line reading.
Stop! Stop! You can't get into that cave. It goes straight down.
And then they died. Actually, they find the diamonds, but Mewtwo is hurt, so they send Dundee to get the Black Panther.
Don't be afraid, Mew Mew. Everything will be fine.
That's about as well as I expected that to go.
Well, he's your hostage. How much ransom do you want? In case you want to know, you'll get nothing out of me.
Boy, howdy, are these sentences ever logical?
And there, I've sent them all to the cave. No gods, what are we waiting for? What's the matter with me?
You suck, Dundee. That's what's wrong with you. And then the ultimate showdown. Lion Thing versus the Black Panther. Then, because their fathers are so busy fighting, monkeys have to save Dimba and Mewtwo. What an important message this movie has.
What about the diamonds? You won't get them in any case. Wah!
Anyways, they have a temporary armistice and agree to split the diamonds.
Okay, everybody. May I have a wish, and he'll get it.
Do diamonds grant wishes now?
I wish I had $1 million. Oh man, this is cubic zirconium, isn't it?
What will happen to me? Everyone's got a friend but me.
And so Dundee died sad and alone, and the movie ends on literally the exact same shot that it started on.
So that was Dingo's ripoff of Disney's ripoff of Kimba the White Lion. Yeah, I fucking said it.
Next we have Dinosaur Adventure, a ripoff of Don Bluth's Land Before Time. And much like Lion and the King, has a few titles, mostly the incredibly generic Dinosaurs or even Dinos, but also Little Dinosaurs. But the original German title was Adventure im Land der Dinosaurier. I will now use all 3 years of German I took in high school to tell you that translates to Adventure in the Country of Dinosaurs. Probably didn't need 3 years of German for that. And yes, this is the movie with the Yee meme.
Yee!
Fortunately, that meme is as dead as Mufasa, Littlefoot's mom, and both of Tarzan's parents combined. You know, just once, I'd like to reference an actually relevant meme, but I'm worried if I did that, it might lend me the slightest bit of credibility. So yeah, play the air horns again. Yeah, you know what? Fuck it. The gorilla's Harambe, lay epic troll face.
And what was it I said last episode? See, there's a level of incompetence a movie can reach where, try as they might, critics just can't do it justice. Because I am naturally trying to put things in a rational perspective to deliver them to you, the audience. But this movie is not that rational. Yeah, imagine that times 10.
They keep coming. It's enough already.
Rubbish. Just the opposite. Everyone should come here. They should all see our child be born. After all, it's our first one.
So what? It's nothing that unusual. Oh, excuse me, of course it's something special. After all, it's the first egg that Dino's ever laid. The rest were all brought in by the stork. That's what you think.
So this pterodactyl, whose name is Cree, tells the dino parents their son is coming too late and decides to help it, much to the chagrin of that fucking thing.
It's hatching. Look.
You know what, guys? Editing out breaths is too much work. I'm just gonna leave them in from now on.
Do you have a name for him? Yes, if he was a girl, I would have named her Tia.
Relevant details? What are those?
But seeing as the boy's name is Tio.
His name is Spanish for uncle?
Hey, let's feed and celebrate. Come on, party time. Yeah, party time.
Yeah, come on guys, let's have a party! Party, party, party! I love parties! Parties are so great! Yeah, finish the review.
The little Dino didn't get much of what was going on. He was rather tired from being passed around so much.
Why is the narrator a duck? Were ducks common in the Jurassic area? And what does she mean, passed around? Was the kid a bong? 'Cause that would make this movie way better. And who the fuck is this crow? Is he gonna do something, or just creepily follow the duck around? Gah, Cree! Don't ever look directly into the camera again. Profile shots only. Anywho, Daddy Dino explains to his son, Uncle, that he has to go to school.
Oh, damn! I'm much too little for that.
I'm sorry, children swearing is hilarious.
But of course, Uncle Tio has an idea.
You simply show me how to fly, and then if the lesson is too boring, I'll just up and fly away.
You know what? Suddenly I'm with Tio's father. This kid needs to go to school.
Instead of flying, Tio's father was spanking for lying.
Lying about what? Having fake wings?
And yes, this dinosaur speaks only in rhyme, so I'm replacing all of his dialogue with cracotage.
Back to base, we're gonna head and make sure Reynolds isn't dead.
Shut up, Pico, you're a freak.
Damn, whipping out the shut up early this time. Here we go, just like the Wright brothers, and...
Holy shit, that kid's dead.
Mammoth mayhem. What do I do now?
Oh god, I can't go back to prison. And then this movie becomes a rip-off of The Outsiders, with Kree and Krakatosaurus going on the run.
I wish. But they do provide some strong language.
What the hell is going on here?
You can't shoot and you can't fly. If you came with us, you'd probably die.
Learn to fly! Creo, what have you been up to with thy son?
Just wait till I catch you in a dark corner. You'll get the damn good beating.
I'd say this is inappropriate for children, but anyone showing their kids Dinosaur Adventure has no regard for their child. Oh, and Tio's absolutely alive. I know, I really had you on that one. What is that sound? It sounds like maybe someone's saying cut? As in, you could easily have cut it from the movie?
Yes, my Uncle Ugg said that there are signs, but at the moment, there aren't any.
The signs that we have so far been watching are rather unreliable.
This dubbing is not very good.
In class, Tio learns about volcanoes, and Professor Dead Meme shows them an invention that can predict volcano eruptions.
Now, pay attention. With this funnel, the machine can sense Earth movements long before we can. And the rumbling that the machine hears creates waves, and then the Earth rumors under us, the machine begins to paint curves.
You see, this is why I only let my kids watch educational shit like Dinosaur Adventure.
No, of course not, only when there are Earth movements.
You know, there's this thing called a second take. When an actor messes up on a lot, you just have them say the line again.
It works! Your invention works!
Of course it works, you silly boy. But that means that the volcanoes will erupt in the near future. And that's what's gonna happen! Yes!
With fire and everything? Great!
Tio, you're the reason dinosaurs went extinct.
But much like the story of Noah's Ark, no one believes Professor Oro. Gah! Okay, this duck's been sitting seductively this whole movie, but this? I'm pretty sure this spread eagle poses as sexual as you can get without just sticking your ass in the air. Maybe that's why Creeper Crow keeps following her around. Then Kree and Uncle decide to hang out with Dundee. No, seriously.
Look, for those of you who aren't familiar with Dingo Pictures, they reuse character designs all the time. Yeah, these guys doing something lazy, real shocker.
Just then the volcano erupts, and Tio, Kree, and the Dundee family have to hide in a cave.
If we have to stay in here much more, I'll turn into a fire lizard.
Oh shit, did he turn into a fire lizard?
Of course, the crocodile didn't turn into a fire lizard.
Oh, seriously, edge of my seat, guys.
Anyway, everyone's dead.
Oh my goodness, what a mess! Why doesn't anyone clean it up?
'Cause they're dead.
You remember that really emotional scene in Land Before Time where Littlefoot's mom died? Yeah, I don't miss these characters. At all. Partially because I don't care about them, and partially because they're still alive.
Oops, spoilers.
At least this is a lot closer to the plot of what it's ripping off than the other rip-offs I've watched. Oh, and they find Oreo, who hid away in a cave, and then they decide on which way to look for everyone else by drawing straws. And what do you know, they ran into the Black Panther's ape army.
See any Dinos come by chance?
Dinos? Dinos? Are you in the mob? It's pronounced dinos, you fool.
I invented a machine that predicts the eruption of the volcano.
And why? And why did you not predict this terrible eruption?
And why? And why didn't they cut out that guy coming in too early? Oh, and look, they found some other dinos. Not Tio's parents, but looks like it's the evil dinosaur. You can tell he's evil because his name is Arg.
I just knew it was you, Arg.
Plus, they've become meat eaters.
You haven't become meat eaters, have you?
Science!
And get ready for the ultimate in laziness, just an actual damn picture of some bones. But luckily, Krakattaj and this blue otter named Fa, which I'm pretty sure is a British word meaning a long, long way to run, haven't become meat eaters and come along to find Tio's parents.
Who are you?
I'm Tio the Second.
Who are you?
Tio the Second, are you deaf?
Why the second?
I had a brother, but he's dead.
Okay, imagine your parents thought you were dead, immediately had another kid, gave him your exact name, and told him about how you died. That would be fucked up, but hilarious.
And then Tio gets worried his parents won't want him now.
But maybe they won't want me anymore. Or, why did they make another Dino that looks like me?
Movie night is my favorite night. I think it is my favorite night.
Pig, how can you talk such rubbish?
Hey, wait, he didn't say ye at all. Anyways, Tio's parents don't love him anymore and he dies alone. The end.
Like any of you are gonna watch this movie to find out what actually happened.
Finally, we have Tarzan, Lord of the Apes, though it occasionally goes by just Lord of the Apes, which again makes more sense because for some reason they named Tarzan Lord in this movie. Is he a Christ figure? I don't understand. Oh, and the gorilla who adopts him is named Sheena.
Did you forget which Jungle Person movie you were ripping off? I shouldn't do that to my DVDs, but I do.
The movie immediately sets the tone by opening on the exact same footage Lion and the King opened on. And no wonder this plane crashed, there's no roof. So Lord Zan is adopted by Mewtwo's mom, and believe me, the connections to Lion and the King go way beyond a few character reuses. This film features the Black Panther, Mewtwo, Dimba, the Lion Thing, and Dundee, who they even call Dundee. So, I guess this is an official sequel then. Glad we have the Dingo extended universe. Oh, and look, there's Duckfuck all spread eagle across the block again. Oh, and she's a man now? Plus he... You know what, none of these characters deserve gender pronouns. It is pink now, with some white tufts of hair that kind of make it look like Bernie Sanders.
Why are these movies so obsessed with their main character falling to their death?
I'm a level with you guys, I lost the script for this part of the video. You can find out all about it in this video here, but the short version is fuck iTunes up one side and down the other. So let's sort of skim here, which I'm okay with because this video is already over 20 minutes. As a boy, Tarzan gets in a lot of trouble for being more clever and innovative than the apes, who also have monkey children? Maybe Sheena just adopts everyone, humans, monkeys, panthers.
Holy shit. All of this dialogue has been incomprehensible, but that is next level. That deserves a trophy for being the most incomprehensible line in these films. And that's saying a lot.
One day, Lord Zan looks at his reflection in the lake and is shocked to find he isn't an ape. You'd think someone would have mentioned that to him sooner.
No one wants to be white? So much for the tolerant left.
Wait, Tarzan? Did even you forget that wasn't his name? Anyway, over halfway into the film, some other humans show up. But one of them is talking to some natives, so clearly there were humans in this area. Why do they act like they have no clue what Lord Zan is? Anyway, Lord Zan sees the human girl and experiences puberty for the first time in his life. And her dad is real quick to try to marry her off. And I know they only have 3 voice actors, but you clearly have enough men that this character didn't need to be voiced by a woman. Like, the little kids I can forgive, but man, that's distracting. Anyway, Lord Zan's having none of that and just straight up kidnaps her.
Finally, a romance we can all relate to.
It's really funny the way Lord Zan swings while holding someone like a board. Anyway, Evil Mustache Man kills an elephant, and all the animals gang up on him, so he and the professor decide it's time to go. But Jane, who's known Lord for the better part of 2 days, decides she's going to stay and live with him in the jungle.
'Cause come on, Disney was totally wasting time with all that character development. Garbage.
Again, can I even call these movies? They're worse than Video Brinquedo on every level, which is saying a lot. Are they worth watching for the so bad it's good factor? Not really. Maybe one is worth watching for the novelty once, but it gets old real fast.
And are these the worst animated movies ever made? I'd say yes, but I feel like I'd eventually be proven wrong, so we'll put it down as a hard maybe. Anyways, I'm Matt, and until next time, these movies can go fuck themselves.
I didn't clean my teeth. You wanted me to do you too?
Now, I'm not crazy.
But it's important. Otherwise you won't be able to eat, and later you'll get dentures like Uncle Albert and chattering when you're talking.
Nonsense. Lions don't need that.
And seriously, if you're considering getting a diamond ring for someone, get cubic zirconium instead. It's much cheaper and comes from much morally reliable sources.